Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into some TA. Alright, guys, we have our breakout and we are having our retest. The pullback was always going to be a buying opportunity. We are now seeing buyers step up 2 days in a row as price nears that 565.16 level. We know this zone is a demand zone. We can clearly see there are buy orders. Price couldn't even come down and tap our level. You had a low of day of 565.27. Guys, that is 11 cents off of our level. That is how much demand is down there. I'm not saying this is going to hold. I'm saying it's extremely likely going to hold because of this. All right. We knew ahead of time. We knew up here. And now we called for this pullback on this day right here. What has now happened? We have been pulling back. It is slow and controlled. And I am going to point out some charts in this video that suggest we could be seeing the bottom of this pullback. We could be about to resume our rallyto. So let's get over it. Go over it and get into it and get after it. And let's get it. All right, so SPY, guys, let's just go over things pretty quick here. 565.16, that is your breakout level. You're looking for buyers to defend between 560.81 and 565.16. All right, on the upside is resistance. We're going to come down to the hourly time frame. I'm going to point out we have 568.91, 570.93. And then I'm going to point out what is right at 570.93. You're going to have your 0.618 fib. You're probably going to get sellers stepping in there. Now, price can get above 572.40. You're probably coming up here and making a new all-time high above 574.71. That is how I'm seeing it. All right. I'm going to be honest. I don't even like this level. I don't like how much price is just dancing around there. All right. It's not respecting it. Not what I like to see. All right. I'm going to put this here. You break under 567.58 tomorrow, we're probably going to see 565.16. That is that. Okay. Support 567.58 and then 565.16. Last line in the sand down here, 560.81. But, you know, chances are we're not even going to test all the way down there. Chances are you're going to hold somewhere between right here and right here. Okay. So that's SPY for you. Not looking too bad on the day. All right. You want to see how ES closed out on the day. It's pretty sexy. Okay. I'm not going to say it's the most glorious thing we could have possibly seen. All right. But I definitely will say you came down and you clearly found buyers exactly where we were looking for buyers to step in, which tells us, all right, if we come back into it, we probably still have buy orders sitting here, considering we didn't even tap the levels that we were looking at. You got very close, just like SPY over here. Okay. But buyers did end up stepping in. Come over here back to SPY, guys. All right. We have PMI data coming out tomorrow. This thing is a potential low. Okay. You put in a pin bar candlestick. What I don't like is this insanely low volume. But you know, at the end of the day, we've had a few of these days and they really have not, you know, they haven't affected us too much. All right. People are kind of just sitting on the sidelines. People don't want to do things. Okay. You don't want to buy. You don't want to sell. Why? Because this freaking block is sitting here. All right. We got this zone sitting here that both sides know, hey, it's a big spot. We don't want to take any involvement in this. Let's get the frack out of the way. Okay. But at the end of the day, you're going to probably see price come back up here, and then people are going to be in rally mode again, and people are going to be in FOMO mode. We just had the market at you know, extreme greed. It makes sense for it to pull back some. Okay. Now I'm actually going to skip over to Mr. VIX over here before we go over QQQ. Why? Because I mentioned now, guys, we can see this VIX pull back here. It looks like it's probably going to be going higher, but you know, at the end of the day, we're going to see it pull back, and at some point it's going to test that daily 9. We're probably going to get a bullish reaction to the daily 9. Okay. You test it from above, you get a reaction. You test it from below, you get a reaction, and you get shoved down. Okay? Now we're above it. Now we're expecting if price, tests down here. I know, it's not actually buyers and sellers over here on the VIX. I know it's directly correlated to SPX's option trade. We get it, okay? But at the end of the day, you definitely can do TA and VIX, and we do it consistently here on this channel. If you don't believe me, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and I will point out probably at least twice a week where we're going to use VIX in our thesis, okay? Right here, you pull back into that daily 9. All right. That means SPY is probably going to be moving up. Market's probably going to be moving up. Okay. You have another chance of volatility there. That is what I am letting you know right now. We have another shot of volatility entering the market if this thing comes back down here to like 17 to 7. Excuse me, 1750. Okay. Excuse me. And if, that was to go that way on SPY, let's see VIX. Let's say VIX pulls back and really has a big spike. All right. Well, this thing could go something like that. And then we see it go something like that. And everyone's going to lose their freaking mind. All right. That doesn't have to become the case. But if VIX wants to have a second wave of volatility, that could be what that looks like. All right. We get a drop. We get a pop followed by a drop. Okay. And then at the end of the day, we're going to be right here. And we look for another bounce from that area. Okay. That could be how that goes. Or you take out the high there. VIX gets its little bounce there. Price pulls back over here in SPY. And then find your higher low and you go on. Okay? Those are really the two scenarios I'm seeing over here. If we're just going off of VIX. I don't think VIX is going to just put in that right here at this, this supply zone and then go further. I just don't see it happening. Typically, when you see some red following these big spikes, it typically is the beginning of the end or the beginning of some consolidation. Well, it's going to be one or the other. It's either the beginning of the end and market's about to go into freaking rally relito mode, or we're going to see some consolidation that does open us up for some more, some more volatility in the market. We're going to have to see what happens. All right. Now that we've discussed Mr. VIX, we're going to come over here to QQ. I know we got a lot of lines, guys. I know. Okay, we're going to cover support and resistance on the smaller time frames. NASDAQ is my baby. All right, which is why there's a lot more stuff going on over here on QQ rather than SPY. SPY is pretty simple. That shows our big picture point of view right there. Guys, I'm going to show you the other big picture over here on QQQ. You pull back into here, we're bullish. Okay, you rally from here, we're bullish. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay? It don't matter. Okay? You have a touch point. You have a touch point. You have a touch point. You just broke out of it. Same thing as SPY. Fresh breakout. Pullback is a buying opportunity. We're going back up to the highs, ladies and gents. That is how this is probably going to end up going. All right? Now, what I did say, once we got under here, guys, you're going to be testing this daily 9 from the downside, and you got to get back above it. And right now, you're not above it. You got some rejection today. It's the same look. We're going to check out SPY here. Notice how price, you have a wick coming into that daily 9. Why? Because price loves to get some reactions. If you were testing it from the downside, you're probably going to get sellers there. You testing it from the upside, you probably get buyers there. Okay? It's not a hard concept. You got underneath it. Look for the retest. Expect sellers on the retest. Okay, you get above it, look for a retest, expect buyers on the retest. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Okay, coming back over here to QQQ, I'm going to say things are pretty neutral right now. I'm not going to, call short-term price action here. I'm going to show you what we're paying attention to, how we're going to react to, price. Okay, but I don't see a reason to try and predict the short-term movement here. That's why I showed you guys SPY and VIX over there. That's where I'm drawing my thesis from. It's not over here on this sloppy QQQ chart. Okay? So, you're going to have this right here. Support. 481, 478. I'm literally going to tell you guys to watch these freaking golden pockets. That's all we're watching tomorrow. Okay? You come down here, look for buyers. If you give up, 478, 80, we'll call it. Look for a move down here to 476.53. We've already visited these lows twice now and got bought up. Technically, it's 3 times. Right here, came back, got bought up, came back, got bought up. All right, we know there's buyers down there. It would not surprise me in the slightest to see them run these stops. You come down to here. You sweep the lows. Okay? Now, I'm actually also going to point this out. Boom. All right? Volatility. Okay? People are going to lose their minds. And we're going to be like, nope, not time to lose the mind. It's literally time to take on some positions with some time on them. And then we're going to wait. And then at the end of the day, a few weeks out, we get paid. All right? You get a pullback. That's your ticket to a big payday. Because maybe you're not, max long right now when we are completely uncertain on this market. Okay? Maybe you're going to wait for that pullback and then maybe you load the boat. I don't know. No financial advice will be given here on this channel. I'm just sharing my opinions. Okay? On the downside, we're watching this golden pocket. Break under 478.80. We're looking for a move down here to 476.53. Okay? Of course, you have 478.31. Support over here. That was, on your initial gap up. That was the low you created the day after. The thing clearly is finding buyers down here. So, I can't tell you guaranteed we're coming down here to 476.53, but it would not surprise me in the slightest come down here and run these stops. And I also just point out that head and shoulders pattern. So you know what, guys? We're going to have to see how this goes. If you take out this low and you don't get held up right here at 476.53, if buyers don't defend there, then hey, all right, you're going to have a pretty open door right over here of another $5 move down to, what is it, guys? Say it with me, 570.83. There you go. I don't know why my little mouse was just doing the loading thing. I don't have the slowest computer over here. Maybe it's dying. Nah, it's not dying. This thing's a beast. All right. On the upside is resistance. We have 483.88. And right above there, you're going to have the 0.618 fib at 484.20. All right. I thought you were going to hit that level today. You didn't hit that level today. You came right shy underneath it. Okay. And that's why I say, guys, it's not always going to be picture perfect. A lot of the times it is picture perfect for us. It's not this time. And a lot of the time, it's not going to be that way. All right. If you can get above 486, all right, we'll say 486.10. You see 486.10 tomorrow, guys. Look for a test right here at 488.41. And then at that point, all right, I don't know if you're getting all the way up here. I don't, because then you're going to have to take out 488.41 and then get above 490. Okay. So I'm really going to say this. This is your game plan. All right, first things first, price could very well get up here. That's not what's important. If it gets above 486.10, we're looking for a move to 488.41. That's your clear as day move right there. This move right here is a good amount. That's 0.5%. Okay? That's money. 0.5% is this. That's 100 freaking points. That's 2K. Okay? So you have that going on right there, right? So that's your 2K move right there. 100-point move over there on NQ. Well, what are we talking about next? All right. From there, you're now watching 490, okay? So maybe you take your profits and you're just like, I'm going to take a step back. I don't have odds in my favor here. We're trying along a golden pocket. It makes absolutely no sense. But I also think price is going to keep going higher. I just don't want along the golden pocket. That's me, okay? That's my mentality for tomorrow if we see this move. All right. And then you wait and you're going to see if 490 gets taken out. And then if 490 could get taken out and you start getting above it, that pullback is going to be a buying opportunity. Okay. And now again, you have another move to look forward to. And that happens to be a 0.7% move. That's 150 points, ladies and gents. Okay. 140. That is where the money is going to be tomorrow on the long side, in my personal opinion. All right. You get money on the short side. You're going to be, honestly, I'm not going to tell you if these lows are going to be taken out. You literally can see buyers 3 times in a row stepping up over here. For all I know, you come over here, sweep these lows as a trap. I'm not going to be playing it, okay? That is just my opinion. But that's how I'm seeing price, guys. You get above 490, look for a move up to 490, 369, and then we're probably, having that. We're probably just going to have it, all right? The next leg up. You get above 486.10, look for a move to 488.41. That's that. All right. We already went over SPY, went over VIX, IWM. What do we got going on over here, guys? All right. A whole bunch of ugly. Okay. It is a whole bunch of ugly. That is pretty much it. Resistance 218.78, 220.34, 222.45. Support 217.55. Low there, right there. Okay. You're getting rejected by it. and 216.14. If you lose 216.14, which again, you keep finding these buyers down there, okay? Like, you know, I'm just saying, you might be getting ready for a flush over here. Just my opinion, okay? You could be, and it could be the same way on QQQ. The fact that you keep revisiting those lows, I don't like that, okay? Like, let's just look at this over here on QQ. Why are you revisiting these lows? There's clearly liquidity sitting down there that they keep trying to snag, and I have a feeling they're just going to take them out all at once and trap people. That could very well be a thing over here, and like I said, people are going to lose their freaking minds on it, and they're going to call me an idiot. I guarantee they're going to call me an idiot, and I'm going to have to just sit there because I don't even want to freaking argue with people. And, you know, in my head, I'm like, what are you talking about? I called this, you freaking moron. But then I look like the idiot for even arguing with the idiot. So I don't even know what to do in that position. So screw it. I'm going to be called an idiot if we see that move. In reality, just know your boy's going to be a buyer. That's all I could really tell you, guys. That's all it is. Okay. DIA, how we looking? We're still just consolidating this range. It is getting ready for a move. It is just accumulating that energy. It's getting ready, all right? And we're either going to see it come down here, get a swift move that freaks everybody out, and then that followed by a bounce, or we're going to see it move higher, guys. I'm bullish on this market. You got no reason not to be bullish on this market. The bears will continue to lose. I saw a comment yesterday, all right? And just know I appreciate you, okay? But I'm just going to speak on it, all right? The psychology that you were using when you left that comment, okay? Or the psychology you were experiencing, I guess we should say. This market has gone straight up since 10,000 points. Over here, he said, NASDAQ has gone straight up since 10,000 points. That was over here at our bear market bottom, okay? Okay? 35 freaking percent correction. We have had plenty of pullbacks. The market naturally goes up. You have these cycles every few years where they go down. We just had that in 2022. Okay? The market clearly had a massive correction. And, you know, by definition, it was a bear market. It was larger than a 20% correction. It happens. Okay? What do you explain this? For the bears who are annoyed that price just keeps going up, I'm telling you, 100%, you're looking at the USA fundamentally wrong, okay? Wrong, long. You should be looking at it long, okay? The USA is going to keep going up. The US stock market is going to follow that, okay? We're going to keep just going up over time. You get your pullbacks, but over time, the system is built in a genius way. And, you know, honestly, I see a lot of people roasting the system. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you guys who are roasting the system understand why the system was built. The system was clearly built to let the rich just keep getting richer over time. And the people who don't know to take advantage of the system that they are, stay in the not rich house. Okay? That is literally the point. That's the only point I could see of introducing, you know, inflation and all of that, is to keep inflating assets. As long as they keep that money printer going, this market's going to keep going up no matter what. The money is going to eventually find its way into the hands of the people who have been in control of the money all along, and those people are going to continue trying growing their money in the U.S. stock market, either through they're growing their own businesses that we trade on the stock market, or they're just buying equity in the stock market. Point is, the market is going to keep going up. So please get that freaking psychology out of your mind. It's not going to work. You saw a bear market. You're probably convinced we're going to see a full-on fast crash like I was. Well, what happened? All right. Well, you know, I thought there was a chance. It was the literal bottom over here. And then I flipped. All right. And that's when Perma Henry was born. And that's when it clicked in my head. All right, I remember being a perma bull over here, and then there was perma bear Henry, and then I'm just gonna say, guys, we're probably not going through this right now. It's not gonna happen just yet. We will know when it happens. You see how you had a low here, and you very clearly took out that low. That's on the weekly time frame. It was seen on the weekly. It was seen on the monthly. We do not have anything of the sort. This low did not take out this low. This low did not take out that low. This low didn't take out that low. This low didn't take out that low. We don't have a change in structure. Stop looking at the chart as a perma bear and get it through your skull. My skull is so freaking thick, so don't think I'm making fun of you. My skull is freaking the thickest of out all of ours right now, okay? Okay? But please, for your own good, start looking at it how it's supposed to be looked at. The system is designed to keep going up. The system will keep bringing these prices up. Stop looking for a bear market. That's that. End of story. Elections, rate cuts, who cares? The system gonna go up until we see this thing happen. And until that happens, the odds are in your favor. Just buy time. That is that. End of rant. Daily time frame. You got your pullback. You had what everyone thought was a crash. Okay? 6.5%. What did I do that morning? I live streamed that morning. I don't live stream. I live streamed that morning and said, I think this is going to be a buying opportunity because unless the market is actually crashing, which things were suggesting it's not actually crashing. Okay. Weekly RSI was the highest, over here. Daily RSI was doing that. Okay. And then it was confirmed on the next day because if it was actually crashing, we would have seen VIX just completely keep going up because a crash no one's ready for. And you just get gap down after gap down, panic after panic. This was not what we had over here. You had your massive correction. The bears had their turn. The bears also had their turn over here. Every time VIX spikes, the bears have a turn. There are plenty of pullbacks in this market. The market is going to keep going up after him. All right, now I'm definitely done with the rant. End of story. On to some other individual tickers that I am paying attention to. NVDA, guys, think it's ready to explode. All right, they had really bullish news today, and I'm going to be honest, I've been calling this for a while, and it hasn't really done anything. You got an inverse head and shoulders pattern going on here. You have this downtrend that is the upper trend line of this pennant. Okay, you don't technically have a trend line here because there's no 3 touch points. The 3 touch points make a trend. All right, but what do we have? We have in the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we're going to put on extended hours, and you're going to see a bull flag. You're going to see a breakout from that bull flag. You break above 122.44. We're going to come over here to the daily time frame again. You break above 122.44. You look for a move to 127.67. And on that move to 127.67, you break out from this freaking pennant. Okay, this downtrend, pennant, inverse head and shoulders, all of them, all at once. And you probably are going to see a move above 130. And once you're above 130, okay, well, honestly, once you're above 127.67, I saw a Twitter post early on this. And you know what? I completely freaking agree. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Once you break above 127.67, it's on. Okay, it's on. Okay, we cooking. And this thing's going up to 140, guys. Going up to 140. Once you're finally taking out 127, I can say you're probably going to take out 130.75. And from that point, you're going to be in boom, boom city. It's looking juicy. We'll probably have one of these right around the corner. So, I'm just going to focus on some charts tonight that I'm looking at. We're not going to go over everything. I'm going to focus on some good charts that I spotted today. Okay. Avgo, what do you got going on? Well, first things first, we pointed out if it did pull back a little more, it's just going to be back to this downtrend that you broke out of. It's not going to look bad at all. Right now, you are also in the neckline of the double bottom. This is ideal. All right. Now you are underneath the daily 9. I want to see you get back above it. And then we could talk about it. You get back above 172.42, reclaim that level. Now we're really cooking. Okay. You can see that's where sellers stepped in right there. You get above there. That is when you probably aren't going to have sellers step in. We're probably coming up to the 180.25 high. And then probably 185.16. Told you guys, I think we got a recipe for a market rally like a big boy right around the corner, and people want to get all bearish about it. I told you in advance that people are going to lose their minds. There's that. All right. Next one I'm going to talk about, you guys, you just have a crap ton of declining volume right as you come down into this daily 9 moving average, daily 9 exponential moving average. I'm not saying it's going to bounce back right here, but I definitely want to point out that you have straight up declining volume on every single down day here. And I think it's probably getting ready to spring back. All right. So I'll put it on your radar. Next one we talk about is ARM. We talked about this in yesterday's video. If it pulled back, you have the uptrend right here, and right underneath that, you are going to have your golden pocket. You did find buyers defending that uptrend. All right. And now we're going to go like that. Okay. You also had buyers defending right where we were watching the whole time. The pullback was the buying opportunity. Now, I started saying that up here. Okay. When it pulled back, it was a buying opportunity. Guess what? Now it's literally straight up here. We're seeing buyers step in where they got to step in. And it's really not looking all that bad. Okay. We have charts that suggest we have a potential bottom in for this pullback. And we could be starting that bounce. It all depends on tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to go, guys. I don't. I ain't got no crystal ball. I'll do my best to look like I do have a crystal ball with all my charts. And there we go. All right. If this thing starts fading this, it gets under this low, it's probably coming into the golden pocket. If we get a gap and go tomorrow and this recovers that daily 9, guys, honestly, this thing looks ready to go. Come over here to TSM. This is one that I pointed out did break down from that uptrend here. And you back tested it yesterday. It didn't look good. Well, today, you're literally reclaiming this zone. Okay. This is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. I'll draw it in case you can't see it. Right there, right there, right there. Okay. And I got the magnet on, so that is why thing always wants to have these sloppy freaking lines. There we go. I'll have a nice straight one for you. There you go. Okay. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'll tell you right now, if you get above that daily 9 tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for you to start recovering and push up to 182.75 again. And that will be that. Like I said, things honestly aren't looking so bad. And we do have a potential bottom in today. We just have to see if we get that continuation off of, the buyers starting to step in today. Okay. Let's look at it this way, guys. A hammer candlestick, it's not saying buyers are in full control. It is saying they're taking control. A lot of these candlesticks are suggesting that buyers, they're not in control. They are starting to step back into the equation, and we need to see confirmation that they really are here. Okay? That's how I'm seeing all of this. Moving on. Dell. This is one that I am actually going to say looks like it's coming down to the golden pocket, but I like it very much on this pullback. I do not think it has seen its move, and I will keep pounding the table on it. I think it's probably going to come into this golden pocket and find buyers there. And that will be that. Now, here on the 4-hour time frame, we could see you actually did hit, well, you almost hit, okay? Almost hit this morning in pre-market. Your golden pocket down here at 111. All right? Your 4-hour RSI is already oversold. Unless you're going to start a wicked sell-off and you're really oversold like you did over here, I think we're about to see this thing bounce back. Just my opinion. All right. Next one we're going to talk about. This guy right here. It is getting ready. And I know it trolled us. It's not really, getting that crazy boom, boom move we thought was, on the table there after this breakout. I understand. Okay, we've been talking about this one for quite some time. I'm just going to say, it looks like it is getting ready to push back up here to 70.96. And I think if it tests it again, you've already tested that area 3 times. I think it's probably going to break. So it might be something to keep on your radar. Have fun. All right, now we're going to talk about the big boys. We will actually go over all the big boys because we cover them every video. And yeah, they're kind of the major components of the indices that we hold so dearly to our heart. Hammer candlestick off of 223.90 support. Second day buyers were defending that level. Okay. It is not the prettiest of levels, but it is definitely a reaction spot, and we'll pay attention to it. Get above 227.29. I think you probably are going to start, come back up here. But, what is also at 227.29? Daily 9, ladies and gents. You do not need to complicate things. But please, if you get one thing out of my channel, just please understand that there are 4 or 5 key concepts that make up someone's, price action reading ability here. In my view, okay? You can make it so simple. Just take that away from this channel. You don't have to take anything else. I mean, of course, I hope you guys make money off of the analysis. Of course, there's not really another point to this channel. Okay, we're just going over the charts, and I hope it's useful information for you. I do. I have no incentive for it not to be useful information for you, because I just want to grow my name in this space and build a community. And guys, we've gotten the freaking community up to 9,000 people. When we started these daily updates, we were under 2,000 subscribers. We are actually probably closer to that 1,000 mark. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have been here for the ride, and I think it's been one heck of like a year and a half. And you know what? I hope YouTube sees some exponential growth. We put a lot of time into this thing. You guys have put a lot of time and attention into this thing. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that YouTube thing works. Once you start kicking it. All right? Once the can gets down the road, we're not kicking the can, but this YouTube channel is the can, and it's rolling. But it's not, you know, it's on the round side, and it's gaining momentum. And now we're going downhill here, okay? Except more momentum. Not downhill as in we're losing people. More momentum as in exponential growth. We shall see, guys. There are people in this niche that have 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, there's that many people in this niche? That's crazy. All right, but it's possible. So we're gonna keep rolling with it. All right, Apple. I really like the look of it. You just got to get back above it. Microsoft. I also really like the look of it. I know it looks butt ugly. It looked butt ugly right here when I was giving you guys the same exact thing. All right. I just didn't have a position back then, but I'm telling you right now. Golden pocket. 4-hour RSI, hinging back up from oversold territory. 4-hour RSI, hinging back up from oversold territory. No, we do not have a bull flag like last time, but it is also coming in contact with your uptrend that we can see on the daily time frame. We probably are about to see buyers step in here. If you test this 413.10 level, I'm sorry, I moved it. You test that 413.10 level right over here. That's where you originally broke out from. All right, you had a double breakout that day. All right, break above the 413.10 breakout level. Okay, resistance, and then also out of that bull flag. We don't have the bull flag, but we definitely do have price coming into the golden pocket, 0.618 fib, as well as this uptrend right here. And we also have the 4-hour RSI also oversold. So I'm going to say the same thing as I just said on Dell. Unless this thing is starting a full-on move down, which I highly doubt, but it definitely can because you have a massive head and shoulders here. All right, it can. I'm not saying it's not going to do these things, okay? I am just saying where my head is at, I don't think it's about to see that move. And if it is about to see that move, I think it goes like this. All right? Because then let's look at what we have. You guys see what I see? I see a whole bunch of good things. And, you know, they're bad things for price, but I love when things look, you know, this clean. Massive head and shoulders pattern. With our uptrend we just had in this touch point, you bounce. You find sellers in supply. It would make sense. It's our heavily traded zone, just like you bounced up there. Okay. There you go. Heavily traded zone. Supply zone. You find sellers in supply. You push back down, you test that uptrend again. Well, it's pretty weak since you're coming back to retest it so soon. And then it breaks. All right. Then maybe you get something like that. And then, you know, you're going to have this support right here. Maybe you get another bounce. All right. And then you come down here. Now, here's the thing, guys. I've seen a lot of these head and shoulders patterns get called out on FinTwit. Not this one specifically, but I'm just saying over the past, like, you know, year or so, I've seen a lot of it. I really haven't seen many of them play out. All right. They are very obvious. And this would mean the market has to actually do what I was saying earlier and roll over. All right. Like it doesn't have to, but this is one of the major components. So, you know, it's probably going to be moving in the market. And if it moved this much with the market before on that advance, probably about to do it again. All right. Microsoft is one of the largest components in the NASDAQ, if not the largest. I don't know if that has changed. Because, you know, NVDA is ever so big now. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure Microsoft is still the largest component of the NASDAQ. This thing is going to run. The market runs, this thing's going to run. All right? And it's going to happen from right here. I like the setup. So that's Microsoft. I know I spent some time, but that's what I was saying. All right. We're not going to go over everything. I'm just going to go over some things that I really like right now. All right. Goog, this is one we're watching on the pullback. This is one with strength. Same thing right here. We're pointing it out. You pull back, it's your buying opportunity. 160, 163, that remains the buying opportunity. That's that. And you actually do still have this gap left open. If you come and hit 160, 163, you close that gap. Wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Amazon. I really want this one to die and come all the way down to 179. That's what I really want. Okay. And you know what? Everything was starting to bounce back earlier. And I was like, I think it was yesterday I said this to the Discord. I think this thing still comes down. I think there's a solid chance this thing still comes down. It is looking weak. It is looking like, I'm not saying, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not going to say it looks weak. This thing's clearly in an uptrend. If you come down here, this is just literally retesting the last point of structure. It's not bad at all. It's the same concept I was pointing out on SPY. You want to get bearish. You want to see a bearish trend develop. You got to see what happened. Okay. Now, honestly, Amazon didn't do it ever since then, and it still created a buying opportunity. Like, this is why it does not pay to be a long-term bear, guys. It never will pay. Get that mentality out of your mind. It is so much easier to be a long-term bull and just know every dip is a buying opportunity. Just buy 3 to 6 months out, and you'll probably print money. All right. I was talking to my buddy Shane today. I appreciate you, Shane. And, honestly, yeah, dude. I'd be rich as fuck if I just, only bought 3 to 6 month out contracts. Only. Like, straight up only. Your win rate would just skyrocket. Okay? You take the emotions out of the equation entirely because you have 3 to 6 freaking months and the market naturally goes up. Okay? Even when you... Oh, this is a perfect example of what I was just talking about, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Perfect example. Broke down. It created the perfect bear trap and then provided liquidity to skyrocket. This is what happens. Okay. This is why it does not pay to be a long-term bear, because anytime you get really excited, okay, it's not going to play out. And this is what I was saying. Microsoft is going to need to see the market have a full-on downturn we're going to come back over to Microsoft. If it's really going to come down here, and it's going to really develop this, right shoulder here. If it's going to come all the way down here, daily RSI is going to be oversold. You're going to get a bunch of bears shorting the hole. And then you're going to bounce. And maybe it resets. And then maybe you come down. But, in reality, right when you come down here, it's probably going to bounce. Daily RSI is going to be oversold. It doesn't stay oversold. Okay, it just doesn't make sense to me, all right? And you know what? I know I talk a lot, but this is just kind of how I see things, and this is my thesis here, okay? This is why I say it makes no sense to get back down here, and if you do get back down here, it's a major buying opportunity. Yes, you have a massive head and shoulders, but you are going to actually need to see the market completely roll over if this thing is actually going to have a big sell here. I doubt it happens, okay? Amazon, though, break and retest right here, 178.90 to 182.39. I freaking love it. I love it. I think this is one of the sexiest charts we got right now. Not yet, but you come down into this zone, we love it. 179, we really love it. Meta, I mean, obviously this is a sexy chart, but I still don't think you're getting no pullback over here. I think you're just going to continue consolidating. I really do. I think I pointed out on this day or this day that I don't think it's coming back down here. I think we're just going to consolidate down here. Maybe you come down and revisit these levels, but I don't think you're coming all the way back down here. It doesn't want to do so. All right. We would have seen a quick reaction if it wanted to, a quick move after this, not it just consolidating here. This thing it very clearly can stay overbought for quite some time here. And every time it pulls back and gets back under 70, it goes back up. Okay. Oh, under 70? Oh, you get another pop the next day of 4%. 4% is a lot of meta, guys. All right. That is a lot of money. That's like $20. Come on, stupid magnet. There you go. $20. Next one we're talking about is Tesla. I'm going to say Tesla did end up trolling us. Okay. I mean, I didn't get trolled by it, but I literally made a joke about it in yesterday's video. Tesla loves to play pranks. Okay. And I don't know if this was the chart I was talking about. People like to take Tesla behind the shed and beat her. Okay. But at the end of the day, she's going to come. I think I was talking about the NASDAQ when I was talking about that analogy. But straight up, guys, this thing, it doesn't look bad. People are going to be bearish on this thing. If it really does return all the way down to 233.09, I'm a buyer. I'm not going to give financial advice, but you should be a buyer. Everyone should be a buyer. Everyone and their mother should be a buyer. This is the breakout level that we've been, talking about, the retest since it broke out from. It hasn't came back down. If it does, it's such a freaking gift. It's ridiculous. Yes, you're going to have to buy, juiced up premiums because you have, earnings right there mid-October. That's honestly what was frustrating when I looked at premiums today. Things are just juiced to the gills. I want to buy NVDA premiums. I want to buy, a lot of time on this. They're juiced to the freaking gills, and a move from here to 130 doesn't even give 100%. What the heck is that? I'm tight. All right, I'm tight. It was so... NVIDIA is going to rally. This thing looks so freaking beautiful. I'm just putting it out there. It looks gorgeous. Look at that 4-hour time frame. It looks gorgeous. This thing's going to come back up here. All right. Moving on, though. Okay. I think that was actually everything I wanted to cover. That was pretty much it. All right. I'll look at PLTR because it's still just consolidated, guys. We do have this bull flag. I stay watching PLTR. I haven't played PLTR since over here. But honestly, this thing doesn't want to pull back, guys. It has a bullish engulfing candlestick now. It probably is going to have another leg up. If you have another market rally here, if the market actually does decide to start moving back up and buyers are really stepping in, PLTR is probably about to have another leg up. So that's that. And, at the end of the day, I do think it is coming to the new all-time high. Not saying it happens all at once. It's probably going to take another quarter, knowing PLTR. Maybe it does get a major pullback all the way back over here and sets us, up for that move. All right. And then that's the buying opportunity. Last thing I will mention is that TLT did lose the 0.786 fib today off a big gap down. Even though you are finding buyers here, I am going to say you are probably coming back down here. Okay. I think this was the leverage one that I was asked to chart the other day. How we looking? I said that I don't like it the best. Why? Because you already got underneath the 0.786 fib here. It tells you that you're probably going to get 100% retracement, which means odds are not on your favor if you are a bull. What do we also have? Prices underneath the daily 9. Okay? When price is above it, things happen in a good manner. When price is below it, bad things happen. That's typically how we see it, all right? Ride that short-term momentum. All right, guys. We will talk about Bitcoin. I was not convinced in this pump this morning. Not at all. Proud to call a fake out there, okay? But, even if you went a little further, you were testing the daily 9 from below. You're probably going to be met with rejection. Look at that. There is a head and shoulders that did end up playing out, and you did see move down. What happened? All right, the daily RSI got near oversold territory, and it was bought up. It doesn't have to be complicated, guys. You got your golden pocket, you got your trend lines, you got support and resistance. You have your, RSI, volume, daily 9, candles. I guess that is a lot when you say it all out loud, but patterns. But that's really it. There's nothing else other than that list of like 7 to 8 things that just described. There's nothing else. Okay? Just, get good at one of those concepts at a time. And you will be fine, guys. You will be fine. Lose 60,670. You're coming down to 58K. I think it's very likely that you are coming down to 58K. And coin, I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video. I think it's looking like it's going to come down here. MSTR, this is the strong one. This is the one we focus on, this pullback right here, 143 down to 139. We like it. Okay. You did find buyers here at the daily 9. But if you are going to lose that, you're probably going to come down here. And that is when Bitcoin is going to also be right down here. Notice how MSTR's golden pocket is like kind of, in a similar proportion to where Bitcoin's is compared to price right now. That's because that is the one moving with Bitcoin right now. Move for move. It is literally matching Bitcoin's moves in a larger manner, but it's matching the energy, and that's what we care about. Typically, we see, 1 or 2 of them out of, the list of crypto stocks. Do this every time. This time is MSTR. This is a leader. Okay, we focus on the leader. Pull back into here, I'll let us know about it. You pull back into here, I'll scream about it. We're buyers. All right, guys, that concludes this video. Another 45-minute video. It's not the hour video we had last night, but it's still cooking. All right, guys. I think we had some valid discussion tonight, and I think we had some nice preparation. I'm just gonna say, guys, I stand behind what I just said in this video. I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't believe it. All right, and maybe I'm wrong in the end, and maybe you're wrong in the end. But we do know the odds are on our side with what we just discussed in this video. We do know for a fact the odds are on our side because of what we just discussed in this video. I saw a post on Twitter not too long ago, and it really did speak to me because it makes complete sense. All right, and this is exactly how I see things. Guys, it is, always going to be uncertain when you're pulling a trigger. Okay? But you backtesting is what gives you confidence. People take a bunch of paper cut losses because they take their entries and then pussy out of them. This isn't exactly how the Twitter post goes. This is Henry's version of it. People pussy out of those valid entries on their system and take the paper cut losses over and over and over again because they are scared, because they're uncertain of the outcome, and because they did not backtest enough. Straight up, they did not backtest enough. If you did backtest, you would know the odds of that setup. You know the odds are in your favor if you're pulling that trigger, and if they're not in your favor, you're not pulling the trigger. That is the point of backtesting. All the concepts that I just, went over in this video that give me the confidence to make the calls that I just made. All right. I'm just going to say I've done a crap ton of backtesting, and the proof is literally here in the pudding on my YouTube channel almost every day for the last 1 to 2 years. All right. You want to see my backtesting in real time and how price reacted to that? It's all on the channel. Okay. So just understand, if you are treating this pullback as a buying opportunity, the odds are in your favor. I know we have war stuff going on. I understand. Okay. None of that changes what we just discussed. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. With that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Go follow over on the Twitter. Go hit the link down below. I'm going to be posting some charts in a little bit. And yeah, you could see them. All right. Peace.